In the last section, we learned about the slope-intercept form for a linear function. We're going to start off this section by talking about what's called the point-slope form. So this can be very useful if we know the slope of a function and some specific point on the function, whereas our old form was useful if we knew, say, the slope and the y-intercept, or if we wanted to find the slope and the y-intercept. Okay, so both of them have their uses. Neither one is necessarily better than the other, they just serve different purposes. So this is our function, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And that's if our function goes through the point x1, y1 and has a slope of m. Okay, so it just looks a little bit different. It's a different form. You'll notice it's not solved for y either. It's going to look like y minus something. So let's try out a quick example of this. I want to write the equation in point-slope form of the line that has a slope of -3. So I'm immediately going to write m as -3. And that goes through the point 2, 3. So 2 is x1. 3 is y1. So let's plug everything into that form. Y minus y1, so y minus 3, equals m, that's -3, times x minus x1. And that's it. I plugged everything in. I don't need to do anything else here. This is in point-slope form. I'm done. Okay, so one of the advantages to point-slope form again, I don't have to do any work to try to find the y-intercept or to solve for y. That's it. You just plug in your information and you're done. So it can be very advantageous. Let's look at another example now. We're going to find the equation in any form of the line that goes through these 2 points. So let me outline the process I'm hoping you'll take here. Step 1, use the process we used before to try to find the slope of this function. And then step 2, pick either of these points, and it doesn't matter which, to use point-slope form and find the equation. So go ahead, pause the video, try that out, then unpause and see if we get the same result. So let's start with that slope. It's supposed to be y2 minus y1, so -5 minus 1, over x2 minus x1. So my slope in this case is -2. Now as far as picking either of these points, I could pick this to be my point, or I could pick this to be my point. But I guess I've already called this one x1 and y1, so sure, let's use that one. To be clear, you can get a different correct answer if you choose this other point. Okay, so there's nothing magical about this point. So I need y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So let's plug in y minus 1 equals -2 times x minus 2. So that is one correct answer. If I had used the other point, I would have y minus -5 equals m times x minus 5. And that would be another different correct answer. They look different, but they actually represent the same line. Or, since it said in any form, I could solve either of these equations for y, and then it would be in slope-intercept form. Okay, so there's tons of different correct forms, or correct answers, for what the equation of a linear function is. But as you can see, sometimes this point-slope form is just more convenient when you're provided a slope and a point. So, one last example. I want you guys to try to find the equation, specifically this time in slope-intercept form, of the line that goes through these 2 points. So to kind of outline the process for you, I want you to find the slope, I want you to use point-slope form, and then I want you to solve that point-slope form equation for y, and then you'll have slope-intercept form. So go ahead and pause the video and try that out, then compare with what I do at the end. So starting with that slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, so that's 6 over 6. That is a slope of 1. Alright, so if I'm thinking y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, let's use this first point right here. Okay, so I've got y minus 3 equals 1 times x minus -2. Instead of writing x minus -2, I'm going to write x plus +2. It's just a little bit cleaner to write it that way. Okay, now currently I'm in point-slope form, so to finish this out, I just need to solve for y. Okay, so I'll distribute that 1, I'll add 3 to both sides, and voila, there's my answer, written in slope-intercept form. Okay, so not only is point-slope form sometimes more convenient to find and write down, it also is a pathway to get us to slope-intercept form.